Ooh, robbing someone's house. Let's see what's in here. Okay, we're coming into the house. We are going to turn on the lights because this iPhone isn't enough to see what I'm stealing. Oh shit, I can't. Oh, there you go. Alright, now that the lights are on, we can begin the looting. And while we're looting, I'll be giving you audio commentary on my phone because, you know, that's a thing that all criminals do. Because, you know, we're not all interested in, you know, being intelligent or anything. Woohoo, more lights. Let's go over here. Because we need all the lights to do our thieving. Woo! Oh, look, there's a bunch of shit over here. Let me do the most intelligent thing possible. Let me put my bare hands on all of this. I see nothing going wrong with this. Ooh, look, there's some dust. Ooh, look, I think I left some fingerprints there. Ha ha! Brilliant masterminds of the world all over will be doing this. What's this on the floor? Oh, here's something we won't be talking about today. This is Caddyshack 1. It's a good movie. That's not what I'm here for, though. Alright, we're gonna keep going with the brilliant works of what a criminal does. Oh, look, here goes a made-up bed. Much like Goldilocks. Ooh, I can lay down in this. Once again, I see no issues with this. And I think I might take a little nap. Because, you know, that's kind of what all criminals do. Let me just lay down here and take a nap because that's what thieves do. Anyway, as I dial 911 to quickly get that man thrown into jail, let's talk about this piece of shit. Bad Samaritan. Thank you very much, officer. I would like that man arrested. And if you can, give him a nice, subtle beating. Maybe a flogging if you have a whip in time. Thanks. Alright, let's get to this piece of garbage. Bad Samaritan is a movie about two guys who run a scam where they will come, where you go, they work at a restaurant called Nino's. You go there, you pay them $2 to be valet your car, and what they really do is take your car, go to your house, and steal what they can and try to leave. One day, our main character by the name of Sean Falco, played by Robert Sheehan, messes with the wrong man and ends up finding out that he has a woman stuck in there. Unfortunately for us, the moviegoers, he goes back and he finds out that he's messing with the wrong man. He's messing with David Tennant, who plays Cale Eckhart, a millionaire who has a big problem as well as OCD. He has an OCD problem and he has a childhood problem stemming from an act that he did, and he's a huge fan of horses. This movie's terrible. This movie, I left this movie feeling defeated. There is not one redeemable thing I can tell you about this movie other than the fact that it's shot in color. The main character, who I was going to give a lot of shit, is actually Irish, but for some reason in this role his accent kept disappearing from time to time. So basically what happens is he goes to tell the police that he found a girl. They do the obvious thing and tell us, how the hell do you know about this? He tells them that he tried to rob the place. And, of course, they look at him and go, you gotta be fucking joking. I will give David Tennant as the killer a little bit of credit. He played his role. He was kind of menacing. But it was also like all over the place. At times he kind of reminded me of Mr. Bean. And some of his plans weren't as well thought out as he thought they were. So, like, in one instance, he beats up a character with a baseball bat, makes a huge mess, and then puts a gun in his hand and says, well, he committed suicide. Sure, because I often beat myself up with a baseball bat and then shoot myself. Makes a lot of sense. Plus, I just take a baseball bat to the whole place and drop my Pizza Hut. So, yeah, oh my god, this movie was so freaking boring, too. I wouldn't call it Apple product placement, but holy cow, everyone had a fucking phone and they were using it constantly in this movie. The bad guys are shown to be totally, or the main characters were shown to be totally incompetent. These are people who were supposedly doing this gig for a while now. The best friends, the main character's best friend goes to rob his first house in the movie, and it fucking ends up being a comedy sequence as he's running around the dinner table or a kitchen room, the middle stand in the kitchen, being chased by a Doberman pitcher. This and he was terrible. He was an awful actor. A character named Derek. He was played by Carlito Olivero. Holy shit, he was awful in this movie. He felt like he was one of the frat boys in the Medea Boo movies. He was bad in this movie. Main character wasn't much better. Like I said, David Tennant, about the only good thing in this movie. Everything else, even the captive, the girl she was fine, but like she didn't have much to do because she was just a tied up captive. So I can't judge her performance because you just got to stand there and be just, tied up. Not that difficult to do. There is this, and then oh my god, the ending was so fucking ridiculously stupid. There is literally a part, I wish Syndrome from The Incredibles was here. He would have laughed at this dude. At the end, once the bad guy thinks he's going to get away and everything, he literally gives a 5 to 7 minute speech on how he's going to frame the main character. And I'm just sitting there like, you're really monologuing. This movie's so impressively awful. It hurt. It really did. The only good thing about the movie was kind of the procedural stuff, and even that stuff wasn't really good. There's a lot of padding in this movie for some reason, and it's an hour and 50 minutes for no reason. There's I understood the whole thing with the girlfriend. The main character has a girlfriend. What happens is the main villain wants to break you down. He wants to take everything away, but he does so many crazy bombastic things. Like the main character, he takes a picture of his girl with her boobie hanging out, and he's like, she's like, I'm not into that, da da da. He's like, I'm not showing it to anyone. So of course the main villain gets it, and somehow the main villain hacks the character. Kale hacks Sean's computer. And his computer happens to have the phone number to everybody in her class, despite the fact that he doesn't go to any of those classes, to send said picture to everyone. I was kind of scratching my head on that one. I was like, but alright. They go into this thing for some reason. He's supposedly an immigrant. I don't know why they even, I guess there was no reason for that. There's a little thing where he and his stepdad don't get along. Once again, introduced for no reason, serves no plot purpose, other than to show that he's not liked, I guess, by his own family. Somehow the Kale gets his stepdad fired from his job. He gets his mom suspended for they claim that she hit a kid. I don't know how you're gonna do that, but without evidence. The only thing this movie really got right was the procedures, where Sean was like, oh, there's there's a missing person. The police were like, we looked there, you have no proof, and you just openly admitted you were trying to rob the dude. And they were like, to go to the FBI, and then the FBI looked at it, and by coincidence, I don't want to nitpick, but the coincidence happens to be that he happens to meet one FBI agent who was dealing with a case that Kale happened to be the bad guy of. Fucking coincidence much, don't you think? There's nothing else to say. This is filled with plot holes, boring. People acted idiotically, including the worst criminals ever. I think all around everyone was just a stupid criminal. The only reason Kale came off as a better criminal than Derek and Sean is because he was somewhat more intelligible. Somewhat. That's it. This movie was really a awful experience. I thought Hurricane Heist was bad. I thought Strangers Prey at Night was bad. This has got them beat both. And I really hope I don't see a worse movie than this all year. As I haven't seen this. Is there another Medea movie? Nah. Anyway. But yeah, this movie's bad. No, not even. Give it a half. Give it a half. That's it. Half. This movie's awful. If you have a chance, don't see it. Apparently no one does, because I couldn't find this in theaters this past weekend. The only times it was showing, it was at 9 o'clock at night. That's how poorly this movie was doing. But for some reason, this is on 54% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Truth or Dare is at 14%. Somebody needs to be attacked with a baseball bat for that, because Truth or Dare is way better than this piece of garbage. That's all I gotta say. Hey, let's go look back in on that criminal fella. Huh? Hey, officer, how are you doing? No, I'm just robbing the place. Hey, what's that you have in your hand there? Ow! 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 I guess I'm going to jail.